Hi guys, so someone commented on one of my videos, one of my old videos. Apparently I thought this channel was dead, but it's not dead yet. Someone commented asking, I'm over 20, I'm over 45. How can I start afresh? How can I start afresh, especially with the side hustles? Now, previously I did some videos on the side hustles I've done as a Ugandan, and I've tried out a couple of them. So many of them. Some of them have worked, some of them have not worked. But here's what I have to say. If you're over 45, it is never too late to start over and over again. Because I feel like most people think that age is a weakness. You are asking yourself, can I really do this? I'm 45. Can I really do this? Can I really try ABCD? Your experiences, your relationships, and everything you've learned over the years, and you feel like your age is a weakness, but it is not. So one thing I want to tell you is, in Uganda today, the hustle is not only for young people, even old people, 20-year-olds. You need to identify what you already love, what you already know, and create value out of what you already know or what you already have. So in other words, you need to look at the resources that you have at your exposure. You need to look at the skills that you have. Now for me, most of the side hustles I've tried, I just created them around the resources that I have. For example, I tried out print on demand, I tried out blogging, I tried out. Now, the reason I tried out all that is because I already had, my background is in tech. So I am very familiar using tech tools. I'm very familiar with learning very fast. I'm very adaptable. If you tell me, hey, I want something on this, I'm going to do research on it real quick. And that is also a skill. The writing part also. And then I also tried Airbnb from my house. I remember I told you that story. So it's for another day. And that is where I started building my side hustles from. So I would repeat this and repeat again. Look at what you have right now. Ask yourself, what do I have right now in terms of resources, in terms of skills, in terms of anything around you? You could be having a piece of land that is just seated there. You can rent out that land. You don't have to sell it. Or you could have maybe some money. You could start a business with that money. You could, so many things. You just have to identify what is there around you, what resources there, what skills do you have, and what are you good at. If you have land, you can also start farming. By the way, I'm also, one of my side hustles is farming, though I'm not very actively in it. But in 2024, I think I bought a coffee farm. So there are some plants there. There's some coffee. There's some matoke, bananas. Once in a while, I get money out of it, but I'm just not an active farmer. But if you have that piece of land which is just seated, make use of it. Then, if you're 45 but you have experience in a certain, maybe in your previous job, you have experience in your previous job, you've been working, let's say, as an accountant, why don't you become an advisor? Maybe these days we have seen people making a lot of money with content creation. Why can't you just get a phone, get a smartphone, sit and teach people how to do accounting? That is it. Like, you start small, talk about accounting, or you can even go to small businesses and help them do their accounts, stuff like that. Then I'm going to stress this: embrace technology, embrace technology, embrace technology. Now, these days, I can say that I'm in a forum whereby sometimes we go out in the remote places to train small businesses how to use different tech tools. Now, you may not be a beneficiary of that, but when you have a smartphone, learn how to use your smartphone to make money. Learn how to use your smartphone to market, whether businesses use your smartphone. One thing I've seen, that most people use their smartphones for entertainment. I'm not saying entertainment is bad, but like, there are so many things you can use your smartphone for. Once you have access to internet, you have access to your smartphone. It's not only entertainment. I know people that would scroll from morning to evening. How about you use that time to do research on businesses you can do, to do research on where you can get suppliers, to do research on how to create content with a phone. Yes, I'm also recording with my phone. So there are so many things. Learn how to use technology for the good of what you want to achieve. I hope that is right. Now, these days in Uganda, there are so many people making money online. So many, so many. That is through selling products online. You find someone has a stock, maybe they have like 3 products. Let's say I get this. This is a diffuser. It really smells good. It really smells good. And I'm selling this diffuser. Maybe I just have 3 pieces of different flavors. This is pom flavor. Then I have maybe cherry flavor. I'm gonna post it that I'm selling these things. Maybe if I bought it at 20,000, I'm going to advertise it at 25,000. And then if someone orders it, I'll have to run and go and buy from wherever I got this from and sell, even if I don't have that much. So you just have to be smart and think, and then build relationships. Once you get your first set of buyers, build relationships. Now, I've also been in the Airbnb business, and sometimes you sit and you're thinking, where am I going to get my next guest from when the apps are dry? And someone who stayed at my house in 2023 just calls me out of the blue. Hi, Fanny, my brother is coming. Do you have accommodation? I'll be like, yeah. That is relationships. Relationships. Build relationships with your customers in whatever field of business or side hustle you're doing. Then on building relationships, these days I've been scrolling and I'm seeing a lot of things around audacity. And someone was saying you need to have a certain level of audacity. Let people know you for something. If nobody knows you, it's going to be hard for them to trust you. So you have to build trust, and you build trust by showing up and also delivering what you promise. So if I promise you this diffuser and I deliver exactly this, I have gained your trust. Yes. So the next time it's going to be easy for you to buy from me because I've already sold to you. I've delivered what I promised, And then one thing I've always done, me as a person, I always learn what I don't know. I learn what I don't know. So for example, if someone tells me, hi, Fanny, I need ABCD, I need a website, for example, I build a lot of websites. So mostly I'm building websites in React or maybe WordPress. But someone tells me, hi, Fanny, I want a website, but I need you to use Shopify. My dear, I'm going to get a crash course on Shopify and I'm going to learn. Because one thing I believe is that we are all capable of doing something. Yes, there are some things that we are all capable of doing as human beings, and that is one gift that we have as human beings, that gift of learning. We learn. Everyone can learn. I believe everyone can learn anything, unless you're just not interested. So please go learn that skill. Go learn that skill. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I've seen so many people. I'm in forums where so many people are really making good money, especially from content, brand sponsorships, from the skills that they have, and also just try to find out what you have and how you can start and monetize on that. It's gonna be a little bit hard, and the hardest part is the starting part. Starting is gonna be the hardest part. So guys, let me know what else you think in the comments. If you're in Uganda, you have a couple of side hustles, or if you're someone who is an influencer and you've done a lot of these things. And also be careful, some of these side hustles, especially the online ones, because we are in Uganda, it's very hard to receive payments. So you need to be vigilant on the modes of payment they're providing. If someone is giving you direct bank transfer, Pioneer, Sendwave, which are the Wise, those ones work, but there are some payment options that do not work in Uganda. So you need to be extra vigilant on what you're choosing and which direction you're going to be taking. So you do research before you start something. So write in the comments, if you're someone who has been making money online from Uganda, write in the comments what side hustle have you been doing, as long as it's not a scam. See you in the next video.